Seeking the truth about the birth of Jesus, a journey of discovery. I once believed the story just as it was told. A miraculous birth, a shining star, a divine child unlike any other. But when I started seeking, I found things that troubled me. Patterns, repeated stories, ancient myths that sounded too familiar. Could it be that the birth of Jesus was never meant to be taken literally? Could the truth be deeper than we were told? Welcome to Baldy's Thoughts, where we don't just accept what's written, we question, we explore, we uncover. If you're ready to see the pieces come together, stay with me. Let's begin. I once believed, as many do, the story of Jesus' birth was beautiful, sacred, and unquestionable. But as I grew and sought to understand more, I found myself troubled. The Gospel of Thomas speaks of this journey. Let him who seeks continue seeking until he finds. When he finds, he will become troubled. When he becomes troubled, he will be astonished, and he will rule over all. This was my path. I sought, I found, and at first I was troubled. But the more I understood, the more clarity I gained. The story we were told. We've all heard it. A young virgin named Mary is visited by an angel and told she will give birth to the Son of God. A star appears in the sky, guiding wise men from the east. A jealous king orders the massacre of infants, but the child Jesus is miraculously saved. It's a divine event, a miracle that stands alone in history. But does it? Discovering the pattern. As I explored beyond what I had been taught, I realized something astonishing. This was not the first time such a story had been told. Across cultures and centuries, similar narratives appeared long before Jesus was born. Horus, Egyptian mythology. Born of a virgin, announced by a star, and his life was threatened by an evil ruler. Mithras, Persian tradition. Born of a miraculous event, worshipped by shepherds, celebrated on December 25th. Krishna, Hinduism. A divine child whose birth was foretold, hunted by a jealous king. Zoroaster, Persian prophet. Said to have been born of a virgin, his birth accompanied by celestial signs. When I first encountered this, I resisted it. I thought, maybe these stories were just coincidences. But the more I looked, the more impossible it was to ignore. The star, the Magi, and a question. Matthew tells us that a star led the Magi, wise men, from the east to Jesus' birthplace. But why would Persian Magi who followed Zoroastrian teachings be searching for a Jewish Messiah? The Magi were astrologers, interpreting the movements of the heavens. In ancient times, celestial events often symbolized the rise of kings or divine figures, but they were not exclusive to Jesus. The birth of Augustus Caesar was said to be marked by a comet. The birth of Zoroaster was accompanied by a bright celestial event. The story of Krishna includes a cosmic sign of his divine arrival. This made me wonder, could the story of the star and the Magi have been added later to give Jesus' birth more significance, aligning it with similar divine birth narratives? The massacre that never happened? The Gospel of Matthew describes King Herod ordering the slaughter of all male infants in Bethlehem. It's a shocking and heartbreaking event. But there is one problem. No historian of the time, Jewish, Roman or otherwise, mentions such a massacre. Herod's brutality is well documented, but there is no record of this event. The story closely mirrors Moses' origin, where Pharaoh ordered the killing of Hebrew babies. Similar myths exist elsewhere, like the story of Krishna escaping a tyrant's wrath. If such an event had truly happened, wouldn't at least one historian outside the Bible have recorded it? December 25th, a borrowed celebration. For centuries, Christians have celebrated Jesus' birth on December 25th, but the Bible never mentions this date. So why December 25th? Because it was already a holy day for pagans. The Roman Saturnalia, a festival honoring Saturn involving gift-giving and feasting. Mithras' birthday, the Persian god. Mithras was said to have been born on December 25th. The winter solstice celebrations. Many ancient cultures worshipped the rebirth of the sun around this time. Early Christian leaders likely chose this date to make the new faith more acceptable to pagan converts. So, what does this mean? When I first confronted these questions, I was unsettled. If the story of Jesus' birth followed the same pattern as older myths, did that mean Jesus wasn't real? Was everything I had been taught a lie? No. But it did mean that I had to rethink what I believed. A new way to see Jesus. Perhaps the story of Jesus' birth was never meant to be taken literally. Maybe, like the myths before it, it was a way to communicate something deeper. Maybe the real power of Jesus wasn't in whether his mother was a virgin or whether a star led wise men to his cradle. Maybe the real power was in the message that each of us carries a divine spark. That truth is not given but sought. That awakening comes when we dare to question. This is what the Gospel of Thomas meant when it said, "If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you." The birth of Jesus, whether historical or symbolic, challenges us to bring forth what is within us, to seek, to question, to find our own understanding. And in that seeking we may be troubled, but through that trouble we will find clarity. And through clarity we will rule over our own minds, free from illusion, free from fear, and truly awake. Maybe the birth of Jesus isn't about a literal event. Maybe it was a message, a symbol of something greater. If the story we've been given mirrors ancient myths, what does that tell us? And more importantly, what does it mean for us today? These are the questions we need to ask, not to tear down faith, but to find the truth hidden beneath it. If this made you think, keep searching, keep questioning, keep seeking, and you will find. Drop a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. And if you're ready to dive even deeper, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, stay aware, stay searching, and stay free.